Yes, very good morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about stereochemistry. Last time we have discussed what is meant by stereochemistry, then isomerism, the classification of isomerism. In that one, we have seen structural isomerism and the stereoisomerism. Structural isomerism, they are of different type like a chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional isomerism, then metamerism and tautomerism. And stereo isomerism, they are again two type: conformational isomerism and configurational isomerism. Conformational isomerism, they these are the stereoisomers which can interconvert into each other due to the carbon-carbon single bond rotation. We are having such type of the stereoisomerism. Here, one is due to the carbon-carbon single bond, and other uh, one is due to the open chain compound alkane, and other is due to the cyclic compound. And other configurational isomerism, these are the stereoisomer which cannot interconvert into each other, and they are of two type: optical isomerism and the geometrical isomerism. Optical isomerism and the geometrical isomerism, right? So uh, we have seen the stereoisomer. Stereoisomer means we have to use, it's a three-dimensional model, and we have to explain it's a stereochemistry. So every time it is not possible to show it's a three-dimensional model or two on the paper. So there are some convention to write 3D model into the 2D, or 3D structure in the 2D, means on the paper how we can draw the 3D structure. So there are the different type of the projection formula. So we learn here the representation of organic molecule, that is the projection formula. So let us see the projection formula. Yes. Okay. Projection formula. So in the projection formula, how we can represent the 3D structure into the 2D structure, that you have to learn. Okay. So in this case, what we'll do, we'll see the 3D into 2D structure. Means how we can draw the 3D structure on the paper. So they are called as the projection formula. So one is the dotted line formula, dotted line wedge formula, dotted line and wedge formula. So in this case, suppose if you want to represent, or if you want to write a compound on a paper, for example, suppose you are having here um, ethyl molecule, that is the CS3, CS3. We can write this ethyl molecule like this one. These are the bonds H, here is the H, 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 H and H, right? So in the dotted line formula, so what you do, we have to see this model from one of the CC bonds. Suppose we are seeing from the carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. So these two carbons, they are in the plane, right? They are in the plane. Carbon 1 and carbon 2, they are in the plane. So the carbon 1 and carbon 2, they are in the plane. So we have to write by a straight line, by the normal line. So here is a carbon 1 and carbon 2, right? So I can label it as a carbon 1 and carbon 2. And the two elements which are also in the plane, so also they are shown by a straight line and by a normal line. So it is the H, C and H. These four atoms, they are in the paper in the plane. They are in the paper in the plane or in the board. Now the group which is below the plane, below the paper, they are shown by the dotted line. So you have to show by the dotted line. So here the hydrogen, it is a below the plane, so you have to show by the dotted line, right? And the group which is above the plane, above the paper, so they are shown by the wedge line or the dark line, like this one, right? So here in this way you have to show this one by the dark line, right? So in this way you have to represent this molecule. So when I write such type of the structure, so it indicates that the hydrogen, carbon 1, carbon 2 and hydrogen will shown by a normal line. They are in the plane, and we have to assume that they are in the plane. The bond which is written by the dotted line, we have to assume that they are below the plane, and the bond which is written, right, it is by a dark line, and so it is we have to assume that it is above the plane, right? It is the above the plane. Okay, so in this way we have to assume. So this is the above the plane, right? So this is the representation of the ethane molecule, right? Now next example, suppose if you take another example, if suppose uh, the hydrogen from this ethane molecule, if it is replaced by the methyl group, right, by the methyl group, then what happen? Here is a example number 1, here is example number 2, right? And suppose here is a H, here is also H, here is also H, here is also H, and the hydrogen on the carbon number 1 is replaced by the CS3. The hydrogen on the carbon number 2 is also replaced by the CS3. And if suppose they are in the plane and above the plane, so how we can write? So we have to see the two carbons, they are in the plane, right? And suppose these two hydrogens, they are in the plane, right? Means hydrogen, carbon, carbon and hydrogen, which is shown by the normal line. We have to assume that they are in the paper in the plane, and the hydrogen which is below the plane, we have to see that we have to show by a dotted line. And this methyl group, the methyl group here, which is above the plane, so we have to assume that we have to write by the dark line, right? We have to write by the dark line. In this way you have to write by the dark line, right? So this is your methyl group, CS3 and CH3. So it is CS3 and CH3. So in this way we have to write the dotted line wedge formula. So this is one of the representation. So this is one of the representation called as a dotted line wedge formula. So in this case, what you have to see that the CC bond, we have to assume the one of the CC bond, they are in the plane, and the remaining one, we have to view the model whether they are in the plane or above the plane. They are in the plane or the above the plane, right? Now suppose if we make a model of this one, then how we can show this model? Just we'll try to make a model. Wait for 1 minute. Whether I have sufficient bonds or not, then accordingly we can make a model. Okay, now let us view this model. I think you can see this model, and so in the dotted line formula, what you have to see, it is your CS3 and CS3, and here suppose is a hydrogen, right? So on each corner there is a hydrogen. Now in this case, what you do, we have to assume that one of the CC bond they are in the plane. So we have to assume that they are in the plane, means a plane passing from carbon, this carbon, right? They are in the plane, right? Here they are in the plane, and it is passing from the hydrogen. So a plane passing from this uh, carbon, then this hydrogen and this hydrogen, they are in the plane. So here these two hydrogens you cannot see, they are below the plane, they are below the plane. So uh, hydrogen, carbon, then carbon and this hydrogen, they are in the plane. So we have to pass a plane from this four atoms, and it is shown by a normal line. And the group which is below the plane, that we cannot see, these are observer, you are observing from this side, you cannot see, so you have to show by a dotted line. So this bond is shown by a dotted line, right? And these two group which are above the plane, so you have to show by a dark line, right? So this is the convention of writing this structure. Okay, so in this way you have seen the dotted line formula. Now next formula is Sohor's formula or Anderon formula. Sohor's formula or Anderon formula. Let us see the next representation. Number two is your Sohor's formula. Sohor's formula or Anderon formula. Anderon formula. Sohor's formula or the Anderon formula, right? So in Sohor's formula, just like a horse, Sohor's. Suppose if you take a simple molecule, that is your called as ethene molecule, CH3 and CH3, CH3 and CH3, right? So the group which are directly attached to the carbon, like this one we can write, here is the carbon, right? And here are the hydrogen atom, right? Here are the hydrogen atom. Then what you do, we have to take carbon bond, and we have to write by, like this one, by a straight line, diagonally elongated downwards. And we have to write the CC bond. Here is the CC bond, carbon number 1 and carbon number 2, carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. So you have to write by a straight line, and here is a CC bond, and the three groups directly attached to the carbon number 1. It is shown by a straight line. It is shown by a straight line. So you have to show by a straight line, making an angle of 120. Right? So here it making an angle of 120. You have to write like this one. Right? Similarly, here is a hydrogen, here is a hydrogen, and also here is also hydrogen. Right? And then you have to write down the hydrogen, one hydrogen, then second hydrogen, then third hydrogen in the methyl group. Similarly, also such type of the hydrogens we have to write, right? So here this is your called as eclipse conformation. It is called as eclipse conformation. Eclipse conformation. Suppose if you rotate the CC bond by 60 degree or by 120 degree, so we have to keep one of the carbon fixed. Suppose if you keep the carbon one fixed, and we write this carbon CC bond, and suppose the carbon number 1 is fixed, right? Here is a H, here is a H, and here is a H. And if you rotate by suppose 120 degree, right? So here you will find that, or even can rotate by the 60 degree, then you will see that the hydrogen atom, which on the top side, right? It will go, right? Suppose if you rotate by 60 degree, means this edge will come here, right? This edge will come here, right? This edge will go down and this edge will go down, right? So what you are getting, you are getting here. So this edge will come here, this edge will come here, this edge will go like this one, and this edge will go like this one. Means you get such type of the structures, and you are getting here the second carbon with hydrogen, and this structure is called as a staggered conformation. STAGGERED, staggered conformation. Conformation, the spatial arrangement of atoms or groups in the space, right? That is the conformation. Okay. Now it looks just like a horse, so it is called as a Sawhorse formula. It is called as a Sawhorse formula. Similarly, we can also write, suppose one of the hydrogen from this ethane is replaced by the methyl group, right? By the methyl group. Suppose here is a CS3 and here is a CS3, and remaining are the hydrogen atom H, H, and H, right? So here we have to label here, suppose carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. So this CC bond we have to show by a straight line, right? Elongated downwards, right? Elongated downwards, right? And the three group methyl, hydrogen, and this H, they are shown by a straight line, right? They are shown by the straight line, making an angle of 120, right? Making an angle of 120, right? And similarly we can write here like this one, and we have to write the group. So here is the CS3, right? And here is the H, and here is also H. Similarly, here is the CS3, here is the H, and here is the H, right? Similarly, also here we can write, this is a CC bond, the three groups directly attached, 1, then 2, and then 3, right? We have to rotate by the 160 degree. Again, I will tell you how to rotate this bond. Then what happen, this bond will come here, and you are getting here such type of the conformation, 1, then 2, and then 3, right? Write down the groups. Here is the CS3, here is the CS3 as it is, right? Here is the CS3 as it is, right? And the methyl group have the different type of the structures that we learn when we learn in detail about their stereochemistry. So the first structure is called as eclipse conformation. First structure is called as eclipse conformation of the N-butane, and second structure is called as fully staggered or say staggered conformation of the N-butane. And then I will show you a model how it looks. So here is your here is a CS3, right? CS3, right? So and one of the hydrogen is replaced by the methyl group. So assume that the red bonds, the red element is a methyl group. Here is a methyl. Okay, here is the methyl. So the two hydrogens, they are replaced by the methyl. So it's a methyl. I have to also put here the black bond. And so let us see the black bond. I will put the black bond, and again you have to attach there the methyl group. Here is a methyl. Hydrogen is replaced by the methyl. And on this also we have to put the hydrogen atom. So here I have to put the hydrogen atom, 1, then 2, and then 3. Okay, so they are the tetrahedral in nature, right? And also similarly, we have to put the methyl group. Here is a hydrogen, here is one H, then second H, and third H. So what you have done, in the ethane molecule we have replaced the hydrogen by the methyl group. So actually we have put here hydrogen, but here I have not put the hydrogen. We have to put the hydrogen there, but I have not bond with me. But you can imagine. So that's why I told you that in stoichiometry we have to imagine. If you imagine, then we can understand such type of the stoichiometry, such type of the points. Okay. So in the Sawhorse formula, what you have to assume that the one of the CC bond we have to write by straight line, elongated downwards, right? Elongated downwards. So CC bond you have to write down the by the straight line, right? And the three groups means H, right? Then this H and this methyl group we have to write by the straight line, right? We have to write down the by the straight line, making an angle of 120, making an angle of 120. So here suppose carbon number 1, right? Carbon number 1. So in this case, the in butane, in butane. So here the this is your carbon, this is your methyl group, right? Methyl group, carbon and hydrogen and hydrogen. So this we have to write by the straight line, and the internal bond angle should be 120. Means every bond internal bond angle, it is a 120, right? It is a 120. You have to assume that it is a 120 degree. So this also 120 and this also 120, right? And total is a 360. And the bond between the C1 and C2 we have to write by the straight line, elongated downwards, and the three groups directly attached to the carbon number 1, they are shown by the straight line, making an angle of 120. So here you see that the methyl, they are maximum near to each other, right? So if you see a model, if you see from this direction, for example, it is your carbon number 1, right? Carbon number 1, C1, and carbon number 2, right? Or if you give the numbering like this one, 1 2 means here is a 2 and here is a 3, and right, so 2 3. So if you see from this direction, right, if you see from this direction, and you have to see this model in such a way that the carbon number 2 is a front carbon and carbon number 3 is a back carbon. You see that methyl, they are maximum near to each other, or you can say they are backside of each other, but you have to write on the paper. So we have to write by the straight line. So look here, when you see from this model, you will see that methyl group and this methyl group, they are exactly backside. They are exactly backside. So such type of the conformation is called as the eclipse conformation. It is called as eclipse conformation. And you know the CC bond undergo rotation. So I will fix one carbon and I will rotate the other carbon by 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 4 degree, 5 degree, 6 degree, and 60 degree. So in the 60 degree, you will see that the methyl, they are making an angle of 60 degree. But suppose if I rotate by 180 degree, then you will see that the methyl group, right, this methyl group and this methyl group, they are maximum away from each other. So this is a front carbon, carbon number 1, and this is a back carbon, carbon number 2, and the methyl group directly attached to the carbon number 1, the methyl group directly attached to the carbon number here 3. So here you will see that the when you see this model, this is carbon number 2, right, and carbon number 3. So when I rotate by 180 degree, then you will see that this methyl will come at this place, right? Because the CC bond rotation is possible in the conformation, and you are getting such type of the conformation. And in this conformation, methyl, they are maximum away from each other. They are called as a staggered conformation. So this is about the staggered conformation. So remember here in the Sawhorse formula, suppose for example in ethane, there is a carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. we have to take two carbon C1 and C2, and we have to write by a straight line elongated uh, downward diagonally, right? So here is a C1 and here is a C2, right? So you have to write by the straight line elongated downward, and the three group directly attached to the carbon, and they are the hydrogen. We have to write by the straight line making an angle of 120, right? And in this case, this hydrogen, right, and this hydrogen, they are maximum near to each other. And if you see from this direction, you'll see that they are exactly backside, means the dihedral angle, we'll see what is in by dihedral angle. So they are exactly backside, and when they are maximum near to each other, you will see that it is called as the eclipse conformation. And when they are maximum away from each other, means here when I rotate by 180, then this your h fix, and this your h by the 180 degree. So they are maximum away from each other. So it is called as the staggered conformation. So it is one of the combination of writing the formula called as Sohor's formula. So here you have seen Sohor's formula of the ethane and N-butane. Similarly, if suppose one of the hydrogen is replaced by the methyl, similarly the other with the hydrogen, means we can show the Sohor's formula of the ethane, propane, butane, any one of them. Only you have to see, we have to consider a CC bond, right? And then you have to write down the remaining things. Okay. Now next, number 3. In number 3, and it is important, Newman projection formula, right? Newman projection formula. Newman projection formula. These are the representation of (3D) into 2D, means on the paper. So in the Newman projection formula, suppose here we write the ethane molecule, just normal ethane, right? Here is the H, here is the H, here is the H, H and H, right? We can write the CC bond. Here is your CC bond, and we have to show by a straight line elongated downwards, right? So this is CC bond elongated downwards. Suppose here is the C1 and here is a C2, right? Here is C1 and here is a C2, right? The three group directly attached to the carbon number 1. In the Sohor's formula, what you have to do, we have to write by a straight line, right? You have to write by the straight line, and making an angle of 120, right? So on the carbon number 1, here is the H, right? Here is also H, and here is also H, right? And next one, carbon number 2. So again, you have to write the three group. Here is the H directly attached to the carbon number 2 by a straight line, and again making an angle of 120, right? Making an angle of 120. So here it is your Sohor's formula. So this compound we have written in the Sohor's formula just now we have learned. Now we have to write into the Newman projection formula. So here what you do, we have to see this model. Suppose carbon number 1 and carbon number 2, right? Suppose if we are the observer, right? We are the observer. We see this model from this side, right? From this side. So we have to see this model in such a way that the carbon number 1 is the front carbon, and we have to see in such a way that the carbon number 2 we cannot see, means it is exactly backside of the carbon number 1. So the carbon number 1 which is near to the observer, we have to show by a dot circle. It is a dot circle I have shown by the this carbon, right? This carbon by a dot circle, right? And the carbon which is backside of the carbon number 1, we have to show by a circle, right? We have to show by a circle, means here we have to show by this circle, right? So the red bond is a dot circle, means carbon number 1, and circle is a carbon number 2, and the three group hydrogen, hydrogen, hydrogen directly attached to the carbon number 1, we have to show by a straight line. We have to show by the straight line, making an angle of 120. So here we have to write up to dot circle, right? So this is your front carbon, right? This is your front carbon which directly attached to the red bond, means dot circle, right? So here is the H, right? Here is the H, and also here is the H, right? Now I will show this is your hydrogen, this is your hydrogen, and this hydrogen is a back carbon. So you have to show on the paper. Then what you do, we have to write by a straight line up to periphery of the circle, means the circle is a carbon number 2. So we have to write by a straight line and maximum near to this bond, and again by the straight line, okay. So in this way we have to draw this bond, right? And you have to write the hydrogen atom. Here is a hydrogen, here is also hydrogen, right? And here is also hydrogen. So just I have put here by the blue color the hydrogen. So it indicates that the black color hydrogen, these are the front carbon, and the blue color hydrogen, these are the back carbon hydrogen, okay. So this is the your Newman projection formula. You will see that in this case the blue bond is exactly backside of the black bond, and this is called as the eclipse conformation. It is called as eclipse conformation. It is called as eclipse conformation. Eclipse conformation. And similarly, suppose the carbon number 2 we rotate by either 60 degree or by 180 degree, then what we can get? So this is your carbon 1, right? And this is your carbon number 2. We have to join by a straight line. So here I can say I can join this C1 and C2 by a straight line. Then I will write the carbon number 1 as it is. So we have to fix the carbon number 1, and we have to show by a straight line making an angle of 120. So here is the H, then here is the H, and also here is the H, right? Then I can rotate by suppose 180 degree, right? I can rotate this by 180 degree. After rotation by 120 degree, 180 degree, I can take 180 degree. Then what happen? The hydrogen, this hydrogen will come exactly backside, right? It will come exactly backside, means this will come here, right? So I'll show by blue color. So here I have a label here by a green bond. So this is your green hydrogen. So it will come exactly opposite, means at 180 degree, and the remaining one we have to again go by the 180. So here is the H, here is also H, right? So it is called as the staggered conformation. This is the Sohor's formula, just now we have seen, and we have to write it's that is the Newman projection formula. So it is a carbon number 1, carbon number 2. So in the Newman projection formula, what you have to see, we have to write carbon number 1, which is near to the observer by the dot circle. So I put a dot circle, right? This is carbon number 1, and the 3 group which is directly attached to the carbon number 1, we have to write by a straight line. So we have to write by the straight line up to the circle, right? So we can write here H, then H, and this also H, right? And the back carbon, right? The back carbon, which is exactly backside of the carbon number 1, we have to show by a circle, right? We have to show by a circle. So I will show by a circle. So this carbon is exactly backside of the carbon number 1. So this is the carbon number 2, and we have to write the 3 group directly attached to the carbon. So it is exactly opposite, means it looks that it is coming out from the CH bond. It is coming out from the CH bond, means 180 degree, right? So this bond is 180, right? Now exactly back, exactly opposite. So 180, H and H, and also exactly opposite, means H and H, right? So we'll see that if you consider hydrogen, then the internal bond angle between the H is 60, but here we have rotated by the 180 degree. So this conformation is called as a staggered conformation. It is called as the staggered conformation. Staggered conformation. So it is a staggered conformation. So this part is very important, how to write the Newman projection formula, right? Now I will show the model how to write this one. Look here. Here I will take directly maybe hydrogen, right? So just for our understanding, I will put the red bond as hydrogen, just to differentiate. All are hydrogen, but only to differentiate, I have put here red bond. So H, this is your ethane, this is your ethane, right? So in the Newman projection formula, what you do, we have to view this model in a such a way, and you have to view this model in such a way that the carbon which is near to the observer, means near to you, this carbon we have to show by a dot circle. We have to show by the dot circle, and the 3 group, 1, then 2, and this 3, we have to show by a straight line making an angle of 120. Now look here, this carbon, right, which is exactly backside of the carbon number 1, that you cannot see. So it is exactly backside, but you have to write on the paper. So you have to write by a circle, right? You have to write by a circle, and the 3 group means 1, this 2, and this 3, right? So you will see that they are exactly backside to each other. These are also exactly backside of each other. We have to see this model, right? So if I hold in this way, right? If I hold in this way, right, you will see that they are exactly backside. We cannot see, right? You cannot see, but on the paper you have to draw. Means we have to write by a straight line, and you have to write that bond maximum nearer to the front atom, right? So in this way, we have to write down the Newman projection formula. So in Newman projection formula, so it is your ethene molecule, right? So just for understanding, I have put here, these are the red bond and all are the white bond, all are the hydrogen. Okay. Now this your we have to use this model from one of the CC bond. Suppose carbon number 1 and carbon number 2, right? Carbon number 1 and carbon number 2. So this carbon is near to the observer. You are the observer. You are seeing from this side. So this bond, right? This bond you have to draw on the paper. So you have to put a dot only, dot circle, and the 3 group, 1, then 2, and 3. So you have to write by a straight line, making an angle of 120, right? So this angle is a 120. This angle is a 120 on the paper, and the back carbon, which is exactly backside of the carbon number one. You have to write on the paper. So you have to write by the circle. You have to write by the circle, and again by making an angle of a 120. Okay, the three group directly attached to that carbon. Okay, and you have to write only up to periphery of the circle to the back carbon. And so here the carbon number two. So the uh, this your hydrogen directly attached to the back carbon. So we have written this bond only up to periphery, not in the circle. Only up to periphery, you have written this bond. And so the front carbon, it is directly attached to the point group, point circle, and the back carbon, it is directly attached to only circle. So this is a representation of 3D into 2D. Right? A representation of 3D into 2D. It is called as Newman projection formula. It is called as Newman projection formula. Right? So in this way we have seen the three representation, and again there is a one more representation called as a Fisher projection formula. Right? Also called as a Fisher projection formula. So here only I will take your only 5 minutes and then we will stop. Okay, so that we can complete all the projection formula. Number four, called as Fisher projection formula. So it is very difficult to write all the structure on the paper. So suppose if you take such type of the compound, generally in the carbohydrate, wait for a second, we have the national anthem. Okay, you know the glycerol gel. In glycerol gel, there's a CHO, here is the H, and here is OH, and here is your CS2OH. CS2OH. It is called as a glycerol gel. So while writing the Fisher projection formula, every time we cannot write the 3D structure, means dot line formula like this one. So here, if you write the dot line formula, so what you do, you have to write the three carbons, the three group or atoms, they are in the plane. So here, suppose CHO is CHO and this carbon, they are in the plane, and one of the H, they are in the plane, right? So they are shown by a straight line, and one of the hydrogen is below the plane, and other group, for example in this case you can write the CS2OH is above the group, right? Above the group. So in this way you can also write CS2OH, right? But here in this case we have to assume that the uh, this CS2OH, it is going down the plane. It is going down the plane. So we can write same structure, but I will change the position of the group. So this is your CS2OH. This is your CS2OH. It is below the plane, CS2OH, right? And here is the H, right? So while writing the structure, we have to assume that the CC bond, it is in the plane. CC bond is in the plane, and the terminal group, it go down the plane. It go down the plane. For example, suppose if I write such type of structure, CH3, right? Then CH2, then CH2 and CH3. It is your N-butane. It is your N-butane. And while writing the Fisher position formula, you have to write all the carbon-carbon skeleton in the straight line. And uh, suppose carbon number 2 and carbon number 3, they are in the plane, right? They are in the plane, so you have to write they are in the plane by a straight line. And the hydrogen atom on the carbon number 2, so you have to show by a straight line H and H, right? So carbon number 1, carbon number 2, carbon number 3, carbon number 4. So it is the carbon number 2 and carbon number 3, right? And the terminal group, here the CSA, we have to show by a dotted line. We have to show by a dotted line. So this CSA, CS3, we have to assume that it go below the plane. It go below the plane. And the H, C2, C3 and H, they are in the plane. And the remaining one, this hydrogen, we have to assume that it is above the plane. It is above the plane. So in this way, we have to write it's a Fisher position formula. So here, what you can say, we can write in the Fisher position formula this structure like this one. In the Fisher, carbon carbon, and here is the CH3, here is the H, here is the H, here is the H, here is the H, and here is the CH3. So you have to assume that the terminal group, the methyl methyl, it go down the plane, means the C2 C3, they are in the plane. C2 C3, they are in the plane. The methyl methyl, they go down the plane, so we have to show by the dotted line, right? And this HH, one of the H is in the plane and other H is above the plane. So this is the convention of writing the Fisher projection formula, right? So we can also make a model for this one. Suppose I just replace the group by the methyl, and we can view the model so that again it may clear to you, right? So just I will show its video. Okay, it is your N-butane, right? So what you do, we have to write this structure in the straight line, right? And this two group, carbon and this carbon, we have to write in the plane, right? So we have to assume that this carbon carbon, they are in the plane, and one of the hydrogen also they are in the plane, means this H, this carbon and this H, they are in the plane, right? They are in the plane. And these two hydrogens, they are pointing out towards U, means they are above the plane. And the methyl group, it go down the plane, right? It go down the plane, right? So here the H, this H and this H, they are in the plane, right? They are in the plane. This H, this carbon, they are in the plane. Then what happens? One of the these two hydrogens, they go above the plane, and the methyl group, we have to assume they are on the terminal position. They go down the plane. So in this way, you have to write the Fisher projection formula. These are the four ways of writing the representation of the organic molecule. So what you have learned? We have learned that the organic molecule, actually they are the three structure, but on the paper it is not possible to write the structure. So there are the four ways of writing. One is the dotted line formula, second is the Sohor's formula, and third is the Newman projection formula, and fourth is the Fisher projection formula. So the functional group to functional group, we can use the different type of the representation. When you learn the carbohydrate, we have to use the Fisher position formula, and for the stoichiometry, we have to use the Newman projection formula. So the next part that we will learn is a confirmation stoichiometry, that will use we use the Newman projection formula. Okay, so in this way we have seen the representation of the organic molecule. So if you end out, you may ask. If you end out, you may ask. Yes. Shubham, Riya, Nikita, Somraj,
Yes, sir.
right? So here,
Yes, sir.
okay, for this stoichiometry, we have to imagine, right? We have to view the model, and once you understand the theory structure and how to write on the paper, right? Then this part is very easy, and this part is very easy. Look here, this conformations, even though it is butane. Uh, by the carbon-carbon single bond rotation, we are having the number of the structures. We can rotate by the 360-degree, right? So in the previous one, the methyl, they are exactly backside. But again, when I rotate by the 1 degree, 2 degree, 3 degree, 60 degree, you'll see that this methyl and this methyl, it makes an angle of a 60 degree, right? And again, when I rotate by the 180, you'll see that this methyl and this methyl, they are exactly backside, right? They are exactly opposite side, right? So you are having different type of the conformation. So by a rotation of a 360 degree, we are having a different type of the spatial arrangement of atoms or groups in the space. Those structures, they are called as a conformation. They are called as a conformation, and they can interconvert into each other due to the carbon-carbon single bond rotation. That's why they are called as a conformational isomerism. It is called as a conformational isomerism. Okay. So in this way, we have seen the representation of an organic molecule. In the next lecture, we'll see the conformational isomerism with respect to example ethane, propane, and butane. Okay, thanks to all, and you can do the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.